You stand there in a room, in a place that you've probably been to 1,000 times. Anywhere really. Whether it be your school, a doctor's waiting room, or just even in your own room. It can even be in the mall or somewhere public as well. And you stand at the center of it. You look down and you feel something. It's like your eyes have focused in a different way. And a new emotion has come up. You don't know what to call this emotion either. You don't know where it came from, why it exists, or why you're even thinking like this. But you stand there. And as this new emotion hits you, you think, I have done this 1,000 times. You look around, and although you see plenty of the people wherever you are, or plenty of the familiar things that you've seen thousands of times, everything becomes unfamiliar as well. It's like you're seeing it from a different perspective. It's the same room too. It's the same thing that you've seen 1,000 times, but you just learned something in that crowd, in that area that you stand in the middle of. Your breathing starts to change too because you're noticing things you haven't noticed before. And you see it. The one question that pops up: what are you doing? Why are you doing? Or who are you? It could be one of the three questions. And then you start to question your own existence, because this is it's like a new world, and yet it's the same room you have stood for a while. You've been here thousands and thousands of times, yet it now looks so strange because you're paying attention. And as you look around, you start to build this anxiety. It rests on the inner area of your sternum. And suddenly your mouth feels dry as you think about it. Your heart and even your breath feels accelerated because you don't know what you're thinking. And yet you've done this before, but you don't know why it's so different this time. You look at someone or something in the room that has gained some sort of familiar sense. And even that it feels distant than it did before. This little moment, it could be 5 seconds, but it can feel like an eternity when you're in it. I mean, something can knock you back to reality for just that moment. But you know damn well what just happened. But you can't describe it. It doesn't have a name, it doesn't have a face, it doesn't have a correlation or an existence. It just has you. You feel like you're the only thing present in that moment, because everything else seems like it's just a part of the environment. But you feel it. It's there. You stand there for a couple more seconds trying to recollect what you were doing, why you were doing it, and who who you were in that moment. So you're trying to figure and piece things together for those little 5 seconds that may feel like a minute or an eternity. Something is just not right when you stand there and you start to realize how many people think like this. How many people have put this sort of evidence together that we've all done this before, somehow and somewhat way. But it just doesn't make any sense. Tomorrow is a new day. But how many days will go by before you experience this moment again? It can even be within the next hour, and you will start to see it again. Your mind will feel numb for those brief moments. It's an emotion too. You're not feeling numb, but it's an emotion you don't understand. And it's not that you hate it either. You're not afraid as much as you are. Something tends to focus inside, and it's like a break of consciousness where you just want to know what is going on in that mind of yours. It's like you're looking at yourself from the outside in, and nobody else can tell you what's going on, because if you describe it, you're crazy. So you keep it to yourself, and then you break back into reality. Something just pulls you back. You start working around, and it's not something that you just forget, because you remember that moment, but you just don't know how to describe it. You could be eating, and your friends are talking to you, you're talking to them back, but it lingers. You're like, what just happened? Something happened, but you don't know why. Sometimes you get the urge to call someone that's not in that moment with you, and you try to talk to them about something else. Maybe you even ask them, did anything just happen? You start to wonder, maybe it was just a sense that maybe something happened and you just don't know what it is. So you're trying to find out answers secretly. Maybe you didn't even know that you're looking for the answers, but you're doing something that just stopped you. Perhaps some sort of supernatural force just stopped you and brought reality into that mind. And now you just can't remember why you were stopped. Until next time.